Oh, you did it now? Okay, cool.
Oh, he's gonna perform.
And away we go.
So, I mean, these are things that I read last time of like my notes from the quiet time of the reading, and then thinking to the answers of, now imagine God's Ruach on you. How does it feel? And I wrote light, blowing, rushing, yet covering, moving, flowing. Strong, protective, withstanding. And then I had sketched this little thing. It was like darkness going towards it, but being bounced back, like was the kind of the idea.
It's like the Red Sea.
You know, where it's like, so that's the protective nature of it. What does it look like? Again, flowing, moving, wisping, swooshing. What do I hear? Quiet, calm, blanket of silence, covering. How does the Spirit move through me? Back and forth, wisping around, moving through, in and out. So I feel like I got a lot more. I did 3 paintings to try to kind of like start this process, but I'm like, I still want to know how do I represent covering or blanket of silence, you know? I mean, that's how it sounds, but I'm still visual. I'm like, how can I represent the covering of it? Back and forth, moving through, in and out I didn't quite get there yet, but stay on me. I'm moving.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
Pan.
It's a little. I don't know which one to do first. So probably the least developed one. This is the blocking one. Well, no, I'll do this one first because so it breaks it up. So this is just the first attempt of like the swishing, moving, like flowing one. Just trying to feel it. I'm just trying to let the paintbrush move. It was really good.
It?
Sure.
I like the chunky.
Acrylics, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then
Yeah, what did you...
mostly,
do you want to talk
well,
about your process? You've got lots of time.
so the interesting thing is for this one, I started with the brush and just got this motion. And then I'm like, man, I got all this extra space. And then I ended up just throwing color in that with a palette knife. And then came back and kind of redefined the lines after they kind of got, covered with the background. But just trying to, the yellow was to try to break away from the river look, because I was like, oh, that looks too much like a river. Mm-hmm. And the purple was another reason to break away from not making it look like a river, But, I mean, he's a river of life, so I'm not opposed to the idea. But,
It's kind of like a meandering river of living water.
yeah, moving, flowing. And so then while I was working on that one, and then I was working on I first started with this one. This was drying, so then I jumped to that one. So that's why I was able to work on 3, because I just kept moving around.
Yeah.
So this one I don't think is there yet. This one is the blocking, like the darkness going towards it, but bouncing. So right now it's the darkness is on the background and the light is overcoming the darkness. But it'd be really interesting to figure out how to get it so that I make the darkness look like it's bouncing off. But I tried to do it. I wanted to do it vertical. I know you can probably do it horizontal, but
vertical's better.
Looks like a spine.
Oh yeah, yeah. The chunkiness of it. Right. These are all things that it's about. I don't know. It's just like the choice of how I was trying to layer. Like first I used the yellow over the darkness, and then I used a lighter white washed yellow, and then I used even more white over top of that, and so layered it. So yeah, there's that one. And then this one is probably more, let's see, Yeah, that's probably the top. I love it when you don't know what I was talking about. This is more of a, again, another flowing, moving, swishing in and out. Like that. It'd be interesting if I made this one more of the in and out kind of concept. But I guess what I think about, like, for me, this, you could look at it and it feels chaotic. But the movement, when you get the brush and like just trying to get it moving and flowing, it's like a rhythm, and it's peaceful, I think. So I do want to kind of still like go over this with like almost like a cut off brush, so that it just leaves like wisping marks over it potentially. And that's kind of like the walk with God too, is it's ebbs and it flows, and we're here and now we're there, and and it's just kind of, you got to keep going. It's not a straight path. So
What made you choose those colors? Because
so they wouldn't be like the river. It wouldn't be another river. I'm always drawn to blues, but then I'm like, okay, this will look like a river. So I was trying to think. I picked some neutral tones that I could do the path in, and I had a bunch just sitting there. I ended up just like kind of squeezing them out, and then taking a palette knife. I like working with palette knife because it's and then I just kind of would just follow it around and spread it out. So, and then again, just neutral colors, but then I wanted the dark blue kind of to contrast the green and then I just used some other lighter blues. And then I think I was grabbing some colors from the palette that I was using for that, and then some of the purples and reds came in. I'm like, oh, I like that, so I just threw them in more. So it's fun when you're working on them all together, because then you kind of.
My favorite part is this blue. This is the way it's kind of laying on top. And I don't know, the pattern that came out accidentally.
I think I actually did. I do it this way. This.
Just put a little
Where's
arrow
the journey
somewhere.
start, right?
This is yeah. So this is how I made. Yeah, this is how I. This was the top. Yeah. So
This feels.
yeah. So yeah. So that was what I was trying to represent with those words, and just kind of sat in those again and let it go. And it felt really good to do it. So.
It feels peaceful to look at, and I was trying to figure out why. I think one of the reasons is the green reminds me of a meadow. Not like it looks like a meadow in
Right.
any way, but I think it's like the colors of a meadow that it just feels like really nice. And then something about the cream like neutrals too, and then the light blue is almost like the sky, but like in a really abstract way. It's really nice. I like that you had fun with the big ones too. Like I feel like you can somehow add more.
Yeah, I was gonna do a couple small ones. I was gonna do some big ones. I'm like, I don't know, I'll just do small ones. I'm like, no, I got time to do a big one. Let's see what I
I like that you went big.
Yeah.
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 I need to
It's
go
kind of
bigger
like-
on my stuff.
Takes
Yeah.
you in.
I have these big canvases that I got when they were like 80% off. So I'm like, that was like 2 years ago. I got them.
These were the canvases?
Some of them. I still
Oh,
have bigger
wonder.
ones. I still have bigger ones.
Okay.
Like,
16 by
but yeah. So yeah, that was my approach to it. I'm glad. It's fun. So.
Nice.
I feel like it could be a series, like they could go be displayed together, because of the colors similarities.
Yeah.
Are you gonna
Sure,
put
I'm
them
just
over
gonna put them over.
Okay.
I'll put them over here.
You can just line them up and keep seeing them.
How do you know when a painting is done?
That's
You
a
have
hard
to-
question.
So for me, I probably stop. Like early on in the process, I'm like, ooh, I really like how that's like the texture there and how that went over. These colors are hitting together, and it's like I'm like, I gotta stop. But then, it's too early sometimes. And I've watched other painters who make really cool marks, especially when you're doing abstract, right? You make these cool marks, but then you have to be willing to kind of cover it up and like maybe scrape it off, or like just know that it's part of the process. There's definitely you have to like tune into knowing when to stop. But I have to sometimes tune in, like keep going. Just because you like something doesn't mean it's like you can't, you can't just hold everything precious, right? So that was helpful with me when I did chalk boards with Whole Foods. Like I'd make this cool thing, and then I had to spray Windex on it and wash it down and make something new. And so I learned that I couldn't make everything precious, but. So for me, sometimes it's like keep going, but other times you're like, it should be just like, okay, that's probably good, stop. So I probably have an easier time stopping on paintings, less of an easy time stopping on like a logo or an illustration or something like that. So I'm always like, okay, just be done, Andy, you're done. This is fine. This is better than other people's. So.